again. This past week and a half is just killing me. But let's jump right in. I do have a small haul. This is not from a Monday. It is not a half price sale. My daughter came over on Sunday to visit and do laundry. So she's like, I have something to return at Savers. Can we go? So I was like, yeah. So I picked up a few things. I used a 20% off coupon. I rarely go in on days other than Monday. So when I go in on Monday, those points, like there's a point for every dollar you spend. So I end up with like a ton of like 20% off coupons that are like stored in their system. And usually my son and my daughter use those. And then I have, whenever I donate anything, they give me the 20% off paper coupon. So I'm trying to use a coupon? Coupon. My mother used to say coupon. How do you say that? Coupon? Coupon? I don't know. Coupon. That was how I was raised. So before I jump into this, I did want to mention, because Drew, thank you for reminding me. I'm like, hey, blah, 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 and then I keep going in the video, and then I'm like, I never addressed that. In my last video, one of the last videos, I had a haul from the bins, and I mentioned a rule change. Now, a lot of different places, they have their basic rules of here's how we do it, and then they kind of add in rules that fit whatever their needs are, and I guess it depends on the store too. I know in Akron and Canton, there's also bins down there. One is very small, and it is very push and shove and very dirty. And that was the only one I had that was closest to me, like, what, 45 minutes away, until I got the one here in Cleveland, just over into the edge of Cleveland, literally 6 minutes from my house. So this one is bigger, it's cleaner. So what they used to do is they have the bins, they have them, in rows of 2, and then of course there's a space for people to shop. And they used to take, like if the bins, they would have like all the clothing and fabric type thing, and then on the other side was just stuff. So they would take the rows that were, they would replace those two. Now they've changed it to where the walkway, they do this, which is usually stuff, hard goods, and then clothing. So they've been doing that. And the rule is you're not allowed to take your cart in that aisle that was last changed. And the reason, when I was talking to one of the workers, is there ended up getting to be some pushing and shoving, and people would take their cart and pull it right up to the bin, taking up like almost half of the bin for them to, have that to put their stuff in. And they said it was getting out of hand. And when she said, this is the rule now, and I'm like, I haven't been here in a while, so I didn't know. And she's like, a lot of people don't know because we just made this like a week and a half ago. So, she came over and mentioned it because, I just go over there with my cart. I don't keep my cart. If it's really busy or it's a busy aisle, I'll leave my cart in the middle of the aisle. I'll go over, pick stuff, and then go over and put it in my cart. So, or if it's not too busy, I'll take my cart, and instead of the bin and the cart, I'll do this. But she's like, you could take your cart in any aisle you want, but just not, when they first changed the tables. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So when I go now, I have my bag of bags that has my gloves and batteries for when I go to a regular thrift store for my clocks and such. And I have my bags, my folded, big Marks bags in there. So what I'll just do going forward is to either take that or pick a basket or something out of the bin, a little plastic basket, and just kind of use that for, putting my stuff in. So I kind of did that while I was there, and it worked. There's a million different go-arounds, and plus if you get people who are like, they barely ever go, or they drive all that way to get to the one that they're not there all the time, so rules change, it's fine, I get it. it's actually more of a benefit to me than a detriment, because I'm not one that pulls my cart up. I don't bump anybody. There is nothing in those bins that is worth getting punched out for or punching someone out for. I mean, that's just how I look at it. It's like, you know, oh, good stuff. Oh, get out of my way. It's like, I mean, sometimes I'll say, you know, excuse me, can I move your basket? It's, you know, I've done that in the past. So, you know, so maybe that's a good thing. What else? Oh, the one thing I did is I was shopping. Oh goodness, this is probably a couple months ago. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm shopping, and there's a guy, and it's an aisle that's been there for a little bit. So I'm shopping. I just gotten there, and there's a guy way down at the end, and I can hear him. And I keep looking over. He's just, and I'm like, you got to be at least 40 years old. You know better. So, and I'm like, so he gets closer to me, and I said, excuse me, could you cover your mouth? And he looked at me and he goes, like he didn't understand, like maybe it was a different language. And I said, and he's like, oh, you know, like he was sorry. But, you know, I'm to the point I just say stuff. I don't know. One of these days I'm going to get knocked out. I mean, the lighting's really good in here today. I don't want to turn on my regular light. I do need a haircut. My head's getting big. Okay, let's move on. Alexa, turn on the light.
Okay.
Kind of like the natural light better. Let's jump right in, show you what I got. Of course, it's not 50%
Jump
off
right
the...
in by Zach Brown.
Alexa, stop. The other day, I asked her a question or said something to her, and then I was going to go out of my office, and I said to my husband, I said, how are you? Because I don't know what he did to his arm when he was getting his stuff off the plane, to get off of the airplane when we finally got home, is he reached and pulled, like lifted something like this, and he said he felt something pop in his arm. So he got an x-ray. I know I'm going to have to put Chitty Chat in the title because, you know, that's where we are. I always have a gap. Oh, I tell you. There. Just ignore my bangs. The bangs are either on point or weird. So he got an x-ray and there's nothing broke, so he pulled something. So they're like, guess what? You're just going to have to live with it. So, poor guy. You know, and you could have a boo-boo on any part of your body and somebody's going to bump into it 27 times a day. So I go up and lean on him and he's like, ah! Okay, so let's get into it. Found 2 candles today. I do like me a Bath and Body, I almost said Bed Bath and Beyond. Bath and Body Works candle. Don't like the prices. So whenever I can find them at a cheaper price or at a garage sale, and even if they're not in the best shape, that's okay. So this one, when I saw the top, I was like, I think that's a Bath and Body Works, or it could be I don't know. But this one's been burned like once. It did pool out, and it smells like flowers. So I don't know. And I'm very picky. I guess I'm not, I wouldn't say very picky, but there's certain scents. Anything, cake, cookie, vanilla, sugar, birthday cake, any of that sweet stuff. I like, you know, natural smells and fresh laundry and some of the fall scents and some of the ones that smell like a good smelling man. Can't ever beat that. So speaking of good smelling man, this one I already took the label off because I'm going to do something with it. And then I'm like, what are you doing? You have to do the video. This one is Bath and Body Works. It does say on the bottom, you can tell the price and everything. There's no wicks in here, so I think somebody had this on a warmer. I have a small warmer back here that, like, when this gets down to the bottom, I'll carve that out and put it in a little glass dish and use it in here for a little bit. But this one, I don't want to burn, I don't know. I rather have the wicks. So I have some in my cabinet back here, some wicks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a pan of hot water, get it melted down, and then I believe I might have another one of these. I'm going to glue 3 wicks in, stand them up, and re-pour it. So that's the plan. This was $4.99, so it was 20% off, so it was like $1 off. So, but before I took the label off, it said vampire blood, and I was like, and I was like, yeah, that smells good. So, yeah, 2 candles. So this one, it's funny because there's no label on it, and I don't know if they've just had it. If you sit a candle for a certain while this way, the oils in it will settle in the bottom, and I think it's caused the bottom of these to get rusty, which is, I don't care, it's fine. So, and do videos on how to treat your, like, trimming wicks, when not to, when you should, you know, tunneling, pooling, all that stuff it makes your candles last much longer. So there's that. Another project. Oh, the one without the label that I didn't take the label off was $2.99. So 60 cents off, a little over $2. I can do that. I'm always looking for containers for my Lucky Bamboo. I don't know what it is. Sometimes they sit. I'll have them, you know, displayed, and they sit, and then they're all gone. So when we were going on vacation, I knew I was gonna need to reorder my Lucky Bamboo, and I was like, oh, I really need to do that. And I'm like, but I'm gonna be gone for almost 2 weeks. I can't do that. So as soon as I found out we weren't gonna go, or we ended up going, we came back. You saw that in the last video. I was like, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and order. So that should be here the next week or so. It was weird because it was like from this date to this date, it's free shipping. And if you wanted it a little early, the shipping was like $35 because it was I guess a third-party seller on eBay. I was like, what? That's as much as the product. So when that comes in, I don't know. Oh gosh, I'm so wordy today. I'm going out of town with my daughter. We're going down to Columbus for a few days. So I will be doing some thrifting and just hanging out with her. So that will be next week. So I'm probably going to talk her into getting some footage. We rented a place, Airbnb, has a full kitchen. We're going to have like water and breakfasty stuff there. And then we'll do dinner out, we'll order in, we'll figure it out. So, yes. So that should be fun. Hopefully I can talk her into a little bit of footage down there. So the candles are for me. There's another item for me, and so the item, $2.49, is this little bear. I don't usually use these. I just, you know, fill that with rocks. So, but I thought he was adorable. So that's for Lucky Bamboo. Usually all the plates are priced like in like a whole batch. So they get a 40-piece set. They're selling the 40-piece set. So I've still been looking for some older dishes for myself, and I found these. See if you recognize these. Aren't they sweet? So this is the classic hand-painted stoneware. I mean, everybody grew up with some version of this. These are the ones that, I wish they still did this. I don't know, do you remember this? When I was a kid, this is definitely a Chitty Chat video. When I was a kid, they always had a display on one of the end caps, and it was this whole dish set, beautiful dish set. And it was like, from this week to this week, you can, every $50 you spend, you get a plate for $1 or whatever. And then as time went on, they would change it. Okay, now these items are available. You spend this amount, you can get the mugs and the, you know, the saucers and the salad plates and the pitchers and the platters and all that stuff. So my mom never went all out for all the stuff, but she always had plates. So it was maybe every year or two this would come up, and it was such a cheap way to build a beautiful dish collection. So I wish she still did that. So yeah, $4.99. There are 4 of these plates, all same. And so that was what, $1 off. So I basically paid $1 a plate. So yeah, I don't know. People get funny. It's like, oh, used dishes. Well, when you go to a hotel, do you go to a restaurant? You ask for a new dish. You know, ooh, towels from the thrift store. Or do you bring your own towels when you go to a hotel? How about your own bed sheets? How about your own pillow? People stop and go, I never thought of that. Okay, did get some fabric. Let me show you the last item I got for me though. This thing, I picked it up and it had a bungee cord wrapped around it. Now if you ever get the sticks, the decorative sticks like that go in the ground, or anything that has like a thing on the back, this thing was totally off. So I pulled all the nails back enough and then rehammered it in. But it's this cute snowman. So I think I'm going to put him outside. He was $3.99, so I paid like a little over $3 for him. But isn't he cute? And this will go, I have a little corner that has a bush, and it's where I have my my mailboxes there. It's right next to the garage door. So when I go shopping the next day or two, I'm going to get a pumpkin. I'll make pumpkin seeds out of it, but I'll put this in the ground. I'll put a pumpkin, and then I'll change out my wreath, and then I'll bring in my fakey summer flowers. You know, it's my changeover. I just can't do it when it's hot outside, and it's like 50 degrees today, and like drizzly and gloomy fall vibes. So yeah, so again, something else for me. So plates for me, candles for me, stick for me, and these will be sold. So I went ahead, I did this Sunday, today is Tuesday, so I wasn't fit to be on camera yesterday, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to price this stuff out. I had written down somewhere how much I paid. Yes. So the price tags on all this fabric came to $17.56. That's with my discount. And then what I'm going to sell it at is $29.50. I sell my fabric for $3 a yard. I don't usually buy that much fabric when I go on a day that isn't of Monday, because it just makes it where I'm like buying something and then I'm going to sell it and I make a buck, and it's like nobody has time for that. So, and one piece actually is going to end up going on, I don't think I calculated that in, is going to go on eBay for $20 for 2 yards. I'll show you that one first. It is so cute. It's this dear damsel is the name of this fabric. And it's, look, she's like, the wedding and flowers. He doesn't smoke or drink. He brings me presents. Yeah, very outdated way of looking, but that's okay. It's very cute. I looked it up, and it's going for a little over $10 a yard. So if I add that 20, this will be $50 basically for all of this fabric. So not bad. This is really pretty. The colors are just so vibrant. There is 3.5 yards here, so I have $10.50 on this. Sometimes when I get like 3-4 yards, I'll cut it in half. I don't know. It seems like the yard and a half, maybe 2 yards sells best. But once in a while, I like to leave a bigger piece because, you know, people are just like, oh, I want to make a little thing, or I want to make a bag, or, you know, larger pieces they may not be interested in. So what I kind of do is I have an area where I have some of the bigger pieces, and if they sit for a while, I'll pull them out, bring them home, cut them in half, re-roll them, reprice them. So, but this is what my fabric looks like, and I have the 6 cubby cubes, 2 back to back, and that's where I put all of my fabric. So $10.50 for that one. This one is 2 yards, so that's $6, the American flag. This one is kind of funny. I hope people can get the gist of it. This was 3/4 of a yard, and it's like a Valentine's Day, and it has guys in different, like this one is, I think, we got a basketball, and we got soccer, all these like buff guys, so somebody will like that. These were all together for one price. they'll do that sometimes. They'll just hang it together. If they have a lot of small pieces, they'll sometimes put it like in a bag that you get your sheet set or like a comforter set in. And I don't find those at Savers very often, but I do like them when I find them. So the red is, I think two and a half, 2 1/4, $3.50. And then this was in different pieces. This is 3/4 of a yard, $2.25. And then this one I think is 2 pieces. I'll put 2 pieces, 24 by 12 inches fabric. So I really like people to know exactly what's on there, because anybody who sews is like, I know how much I need. This real pretty flowery one came with another one I'm keeping. So this is a yard, so that's $3. This one I am going to make pillows. I'm going to do something with this because it is so adorable. And I have my fat people collection. So this one has a border on it. Look. I guess when you talk about a pear bottom, that's what you mean. And it's funny because one is strawberries. These ladies here. Their bottoms look like strawberries. Isn't that cute though? And they're all different sizes. Look at this lady with her hair done up, sitting next to a skinny girl with her little pineapple dress. Isn't she adorable? Ugh. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to figure that out. So this was with the striped fabric. I could even look this up. It's got, if you're like, well, how do you know how much to sell them for if they're worth anything? Look at the edge of this. Do you see the writing? That's how you look it up. And especially if it's like, it'll say the person's name for, this one says Elizabeth Studio. So just, you look it up like that, and well, if I look at it and it's worth a lot of money, I'm going to be torn. But I don't have an immediate use for it, so I might. And then, of course, that one. So, yeah. So, did pretty good on the fabric. So, my daughter, I think she returned 2 dresses she had bought. And then she ended up buying a couple more things. She got... it's like an oversized... I have a blanket in my room, in my living room, that is like the heating pad, and it's really soft on one side. It's like a burgundy red, and on the other side is like that Sherpa. And she found like this big hoodie it has, the top, and then it's real big, and it hangs down real low, so you can pull your legs up and then cover it. And she's like, oh my God, I want this. She's all about the cozy stuff, blankets and being comfy. So, yeah, so she picked that up, and she's like, ah. It's nice to go to a different Savers sometimes. I know we have 3. I have 3 that I would consider in my area. One is probably 45 minutes away. But when I'm going out to my daughter's, I hit one of those on the way out. So, ooh, that's a lot of chitty chatty there. So if you're one of those ones that likes chitty chat, good. If you're not, I apologize. No, I don't apologize. You know how I am here. This is, oh, there's one more thing on the floor. This is funny too, because this is a clock. It's brand new in the box. So I'm like, I don't think I'll try it. They did have a lighthouse clock that I tried, and I put my battery in, and the second hand's just going, I'm like, okay. So that's why I always carry batteries, because I do buy clocks. So it's like, it just makes sense. But this one I didn't try because it's in the box. So I was carrying it out by the top because it's pretty big. It didn't really fit in the bag I was putting my stuff in. And I'm carrying it, and it falls out of the bottom and goes clunk right on the pavement outside. And me and my daughter go, ah! We have so much fun together. She is a blast. So I did tape the box. But it is, I may just leave it in here. It's a Casablanca. Now, this may sit a little while, but somebody's going to come in and go, I want that. So, yeah. So, it's, I tried it out. I put a tag in there, or I put the battery. It's doing good. I already priced it. I think it was $6.99, and then, of course, 20% off. But it's kind of like the pressed board, and there was a little bit of a scuff on the bottom, and it's got like a gold edge around it, and I have a gold pen, so I just kind of, I don't know. So not too bad. And I think I put like 16 bucks on this. So yeah. So yeah, I did tape the bottom because I'm like, we ain't doing that again. So that's it. That's all I got. I gave you all my blabbity up front, hopefully. I don't know, some days I'm just like, wee, and other days I'm just like, I got this, okay. I try not to do videos on days where I'm kind of like, bleh, but I don't know. You get to see me in every mood, and no matter what mood I'm in, man, I could talk. So Mr. Pudgy Picker went out to run an errand for a friend. So I have the house to myself. And it's so funny. It's been rainy all morning. And then I was like, you know, I got to do another video today. I might sit outside. And the sun came out. And I was like, yay. And now I'm sitting to do this video and it's dark again. So I don't know. I guess I'll just have to sit at my desk and do this other video. So I hope you enjoyed this chitty chat time with me. And that new rule change. I don't know if you've ever been, a lot of people don't have them near them, but if you've been to one, do they have any rules that are kind of like, this seems very specific to this area? I don't know. I am going to look that up. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Which item did you like and which item would you have left behind? I know I didn't give you much choice. I mean, how are you with buying projects? Even you buy this and, well, I could buy this, but I got to do this and this to it before I can use it. I don't know. I just get to a point where I'm just like, it's just something else I got to do. But that candle not being burnt or anything, I was like, that was worth it. So, yeah, a good day to light a candle. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out with me and listening to me. And I will see you next time. And until then, happy picking. Bye.